Hello everyone, I'm Phoenix Tremayne, and today we're going to be talking about the soaps. Not one soap, but actually three. We're going to be talking about Days of Our Lives, Bold and Beautiful, and General Hospital. I stopped doing the daily recaps, but I did say if a show was really good, I was going to go ahead and do a special about it and recap that episode. This time, it was all three shows that I watched, because I'm still taking a pause on Young and the Restless. So all three, and people already told me that Young and the Restless was all about Abby today, and it was boring. So once again, I didn't miss anything because I don't like Abby. But Days of Our Lives, Bold and Beautiful, and General Hospital, all were knocking out the park today. And so I've decided to do a recap on all three in one video, because we're going to talk about first, Gwen's secret is revealed. I had high hopes that the secret wouldn't be the obvious secret that I was saying months ago that it looks like this is the direction they're going in. I said I really would love it if she was Andre's daughter. That way she could really have a good reason to hate Abigail. But I said everything is pointing to her being Jack's daughter. And so when the reveal came out today that she's Jack Devereaux's daughter, we do not know who her mother is yet. But yeah, I was disappointed. I was hoping that it was going to be a bait and switch and they were going to say something different. But as we all assumed, because a lot of us have been trying to figure out who her mother is, some people said Laura, but of course other people said the timeline doesn't work out. And they said Laura because she'll be, the first week of February sweep, she'll be returning for a few episodes. I think it's 6 episodes. But we don't think it's her. We think it's this, I think it's this woman that Jack mentioned that when he was separated from Jennifer that he was with someone else. And I think that'll be Gwen's family, Gwen's mother. So we'll find out tomorrow. But the secret was revealed. It was a little bit of a letdown, but at the same time, it was a relief that it finally came out. The second thing I was really excited for was Rolf tells Chad everything. Not only that she's Abigails' sister, but came right out the gate talking about she's the one that poisoned Abigail. And that leads to why Abigail is going to punch her again. She slapped her for Chad, but because of the poisoning, she's going to punch her. So that was also good to see. A lot of people were speculating that it was going to be Julie who was the one that told Abigail and Chad that Gwen was there the night that Abigail was poisoned. And that was somehow related to her upcoming house scare. But that was speculation. We now see Rolf just went on ahead and told him. And something else happened in this episode that was really exciting to me, because I've been suspecting this for a while. But am I the only one that felt like Tony was really Andre? Because I said last year that when Kate was having those ghostly visitations from Andre, where she was talking to Andre and seeing him and stuff, I said, that's not an illusion. I think Andre's really still alive. And that, that in today's episode, I'm sorry, I'm calling him Andre, but technically he's still Tony, that Tony was so jealous. As soon as Kate said that she was with Jake, he immediately stopped acting like Tony and started acting like Andre, a jealous lover. And then he was worried about Demir, when we know that when Tony's usually just worried about Anna, and Anna don't want him to have anything to do with Demir. So he's worrying about Demir, and he's all in on Kate. You're so beautiful. She's like, what about Anna? Oh, Anna beautiful too, but oh, you're this amazing beauty. So I'm like, I think in February sweeps, we're going to find out that Andre has been pretending to be Tony. Hopefully by February sweeps, we'll find out Andre's pretending to be Tony. And that Tony and Anna fans, hopefully Andre just has Tony tied up somewhere. Maybe he's down in the mirror, behind the bookcase somewhere in the Demira tunnels. But I don't think that Tony is dead. I think they'll bring Tony back for Anna to just not have to go her with a urn all over again, just carrying an urn around town. But and I think that would make Andre Kate's love interest now that the whole situation with Jake is starting to collapse. And the final thing is Gabby wants her place in the mirror and with Jake. I was waiting the whole episode to see if this was real because Jake is going to have a dream about Gabby coming up. And I didn't know if this was going to be the episode where it was actually a dream. But it looks like it's the real thing since Kate showed up and caught Gabby kissing Jake. So that was the episode. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I did. Let me know if you like my theories about what was going on in Days of Our Lives. I'm switching now to Bold and Beautiful with Finn stands by Steffi. And when I was watching this scene, I said this is like Finn and Steffi fans' dream. That is what I had said already, that Finn was going to forgive Steffi. And that, you know, the fans, the way it was written, I know the fans were jumping up and down and cheering, seeing that Finn didn't care that Steffi cheated. He just wanted to be with her. And that's one more step with her being away from Liam. Liam confesses to Wyatt, with Flo being an unnecessary accessory. Why was she even in the scene? She don't have a job. So she's just following Wyatt around. At least Wyatt works at the company. At least I think he still works at the company. Because they haven't shown Wyatt at work for a long time. At one point, him and Bill were working together. So, and you can let me know if you remember, Wyatt is still working for Spencer Publications. But Flo quickly exited, so she got a quick check for that day. But she's really not necessary. She don't really have a storyline. Her snitching on Sally is only going to take a couple episodes. But other than that, she's pretty useless. And when Liam tells Wyatt what he did, Wyatt has the typical reaction that I think a lot of people are going to have with Liam, like, what? This doesn't make any sense. So Thomas tells Hope to forgive Liam. I think this is definitely reverse psychology. I think that when Liam finds out that Hope was talking to Thomas, he'll assume that Thomas was bad-mouthing him, which will force Hope to have to defend Thomas and let him know that he told me I should forgive you, and this is how you're acting. I feel like that's what's coming up. That's my opinion. That's how I feel the scene's going to work out. That they're making Thomas be the good one and telling Hope to go back to her husband. The opposite of what everybody thought he was going to say. But I think it's reverse psychology because Thomas never stopped wanting Hope. So you can also let me know in the comment section what you think. Do you think Thomas really wants Hope to go back to cheating Liam? Or is Thomas playing a long game knowing that Liam is going to continue to screw up and give Hope more reasons to give him a chance? And finally, we're going to start talking about General Hospital, where Elizabeth confronts Franco about his deal with Jason. And I'm more interested in her confronting Jason in tomorrow's episode about the deal with Franco. Jason tries to convince Britt that Peter's evil and spends the whole episode recapping for fans in case they forgot all the things that Peter's done, because they barely have given Peter anything to do over the past probably 8-9 months. So since we know everything's going to come up in the wedding, and the wedding probably going to be, or hopefully early February sweeps, that, you know, we got our recap because they're about to get to the wedding and the reveal. So if you forgot anything, today Jason gave you a list of all the things that Peter has done in chronological order. And then also, it was really crazy that Peter, who barely knows Britt, even though she's his sister, like, hey, can I use your passcode? And then you just kind of walk away for a while. As if he did something with her access code that he wasn't supposed to do, clearly, that it couldn't be traced back to her, depending on what he was doing, and Britt's not that stupid. But she did find out that he has an interest in Franco. I'm sure Jason will trace that back to Franco hearing voices, with Peter voicing his head and Drew voicing his head. And that would eventually lead to more proof of what Peter was up to come wedding time. We had Maxie with Dante, and I feel there were sparks there. When Peter's truth comes out, her water will probably break or whatever, and she's not going to be wanting to have anything to do with Peter. And then her getting with Dante is sort of like the perfect soap solution, because eventually Lulu's going to wake up, and I can imagine Dante and Maxie about to get married with Lulu waking up from her coma, like Phyllis from Young and the Restless, like, not so fast. Ned admits the truth to Olivia and later decides to confront his mother. Tracy was trying to help him. He has no reason to be mad at Tracy because he was just trying to fix his mess. Whereas I felt really let down by Olivia today. Lisa rarely lets me down, but it was more about the writing. I really wanted Olivia to go off, and she spent most of the episode not talking. Especially when it came to Alexis walking in. That should have been like a powder keg. Instead, they let Alexis get everything she needed to say out. Sam makes a move to try to get the charges dismissed. I think this is going to lead to Tracy needing to leave town and go back to see Luke, because she committed a crime. That was a crime, what she did to Alexis. And so she probably wants to head on back to Amsterdam, where she won't have to face charges. Anna and Kevin get this fast forward reveal, this unrealistic information dump. So Kevin just calls and like, oh, now I've got all the records in the same scene. Even in the scene, they were going, well, that was fast. It would have made more sense if Anna called the WSB and was able to call in a favor, or call Robert to call in a favor, and then have this file sent to her that way. She could still talk to Kevin about what's going on, since he knew the guy who died. So they could have still had their scene together, but it would have made more sense that the WSB sent the records versus some random nurse breaking protocol to send a patient's records to another doctor who's not seeing those patients. So, because she sent all of the patients' records to him, not just Franco's. So that is the video for today. Hopefully, if you made it to the end, you're also a subscriber, so that you can get news and information as soon as I drop it. And let me know if you were just as excited today as I was about Days of Our Lives Bold and Beautiful in General Hospital. And I will catch you in the next video. And I'll see you in the comment section.